So there's been a story circulating over the last few days about a man who said that he was unfairly kicked off a Norwegian cruise ship in May. I've got the details of the story from a surprising source. We're going to talk about it and let's decide, should he have stayed or did he have to go? Hey, what's up everybody? This is Tony with La Lita Loca. Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you're brand new here, consider subscribing with the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any of our content. But really, let's get right to the story. So the gentleman, Robert Gaines, got kicked off a Norwegian cruise ship in May, and he got kicked off because of an altercation he had with the crew member when he was trying to get into an entertainment venue, when he was trying to see a show. Alright, so let's give you the details of the story. Mr. Gaines went to an entertainment venue on the Norwegian cruise ship that he was on. He presented himself to the attendant working the door. It's one of those shows that you need a reservation, and the attendant did not find his name. Now, apparently part of Mr. Gaines's family was already in the venue, and he was confident that he had made reservations for the show. So he calmly said, I don't know what the mistake may be. I'm very certain that I reserved this show. My family's already in there. Can we check with somebody else? Maybe we could speak to a supervisor just to see maybe what the challenge was. That's what he, no wait, okay, I got that part of the story wrong, sorry. He didn't do those things. He actually said, listen, you idiot, I'm telling you right now, my family is already in the show. Why are you keeping me out of the show? Now, I'm not getting this secondhand. This isn't somebody else heard him say this. This is actually part of his plea why he was unfairly kicked off the cruise ship. This is a quote from Mr. Gaines. This is what he said. And he doesn't stop there. It didn't end there. As you could tell, the crew member was probably not excited. After that interaction, they called security, and this is another quote from Mr. Gaines. They started calling security, and I may have made a comment that said, you better get more than a couple because I'm a big guy. They were really scaring me. So the incident kind of ends there. Security shows up, they take a statement from Mr. Gaines. I'm not really sure whether he got into the show, but all was well for the rest of the evening. But the next morning, a security officer showed up at the Gaines's cabin and informed Mr. Gaines and his wife that they would be put off the ship at the next port stop in Tortola, that the captain had reviewed the incident from the previous evening, and the decision that he made is that they could no longer be on the cruise ship. So they get to Tortola, the Gaines get put off, they have to pay for their own way home, and now a month later they're out telling their story how they were unfairly kicked off of a cruise ship. The one big question I have out of this whole deal is, what did you think was going to happen? Do I feel like Mr. Gaines was unfairly kicked off the cruise ship? His big objection was he didn't get to go and appeal the decision from the captain, like the captain is some old ancient judge sitting on a throne waiting for people to come air their grievances. That's not the way it works. Look, we just made a video about ridiculous people, bad passengers on a cruise ship, and one of them was the loud complainer. I feel like this is some form of it. There is a right way and a wrong way to deal with trouble on a cruise ship. And let me tell you, the wrong way is to start yelling at the crew members, to start calling the crew members names, and maybe possibly threaten violence in a veiled way, bring more than a couple guys. We're about to go rough and tumble here because I can't get into the show. Look, I'm sympathetic. It is frustrating, especially, you know, if you feel like you have a reservation and you get there and they're not letting you in. I get it, but man, there are multiple ways to get to your final destination, and calling a crew member a name and possibly threatening violence is not one of them. And let that be a cautionary tale. Let this be the teachable moment. Those will be things that will get you kicked off of the cruise ship. I don't know if it was calling the guy idiot or if it was the veiled threat. If it was a combination of the two, that information is not available. There's a lengthy quote from Norwegian that I'll sum up for you. Basically, they say it's a zero tolerance policy. You can't go at the crew members like that verbally or insinuate anything physical. They will kick you off the cruise ship. And I, for one, think that that is the appropriate measure. I want to have a conversation in the comments. Do you think it was unfair that this guy should have been given a little more grace, a little more leniency? Or if you give everybody leniency in these yell at crew member situations, that it's just going to be anarchy? I, for one, say, look, you can't yell at the crew members. You can't call them idiots. and I respect the fact that they put the guy off the ship. I know it was a big hassle, and I can empathize for that. But man, let this be a teachable moment when you go on a cruise ship. Keep your anger in check when it comes to dealing with the crew and dealing with other people, because it's one of those ways that'll get you kicked off the cruise ship super quick. Let's have the conversation in the comments. Thanks for stopping by. Follow all of our social media. This is Tony with La Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.